Now, the entire purpose or the goal of this particular day is capturing Dharmaraja alive, right? So they have to plan out the war, strategize the war in such a way that they'll be able to reach the end goal. The first day when the Dronacharya is carrying out the war, the goal is, what is the goal? Shrestha. Alive. Alive. So they strategize it accordingly. So when they do that, Kaurava side, this guy Dronacharya, they come up with a formation of Garuda, and on the side of Pandava it is half circle, Ardha Mandala is what it is called. So they form these two formations on both the sides. And how do you capture Dharmaraja? Because Dharmaraja, if you're trying to get anywhere closer to Dharmaraja, Arjuna immediately springs up and he will protect Dharmaraja. So as long as Arjuna is protecting Dharmaraja, there is no way that anybody will be able to capture Dharmaraja.
Is Arjuna stronger than Dharmaraja?
Yes, Arjuna and Bhima are definitely stronger than all the other remaining three Pandavas. Okay, now, so what they need to do is divert Arjuna, make him focus on something else, and while Arjuna is on the other side focusing and fighting with someone, they need to attack Dharmaraja. And you know what? Both the sides have spice, right? The Pandava side already knew that Dronacharya has given a word to the Duryodhana, and that Dronacharya's only focus today is going to be on capturing Dharmaraja. So they know it. So on this side also, on the Pandava side also, they plan their army appropriately so that continuously there is some coverage that is provided to Dharmaraja. Constantly there is something provided to Dharmaraja. And the first resort would be Arjuna, right? So naturally they thought, okay, Arjuna will continuously give coverage to Dharmaraja, and Dharmaraja will never be exposed, or Dharmaraja will never be left alone all by himself on the battlefield. That's the deal. Then, so on that day, on the side of Kauravas, what they decide is, you remember Susharma? Who's Susharma? Shrestha.
The messenger.
No. Messenger of what?
Krishna.
No. Give it to Lasya.
He's a king.
He's a king, yeah. Sure. All of the people who are participating in the war are kings.
Oh. No.
Yes. Sritan.
Krishna's brother.
No. That is Satyaki. So you remember there was an episode called Uttara Gograhanam where all the cows were captured from the north side. But from the south side, before the attack happens on the north, the attack happens on the south. From the south, who is leading everything? That is Susharma. Susharma is one of the neighboring kingdoms of Matsya Desa, and they were constantly in conflict. So Susharma captures all the cows from the southern direction, and all of the four Pandavas along with Virata Raja, they go to wage a war with Susharma. In that war, all the four Pandavas, they defeat Susharma. At that point of time, Dharmaraja gives a very clear instruction not to kill Susharma, right? Because killing Susharma will attract a lot of attention from people, and they will know that, okay, their Ajnatavasa will come to an end. So Dharmaraja did not want any of his brothers to be really, really aggressive in the war and capture and kill Susharma. So it is the same Susharma who attacked from the southern direction when the Gograhanam was happening is now participating in the war from the Kaurava side. Naturally, he will go to the Kaurava side because Virata Raja is on the Pandava side. And Susharma is a very, very good friend of Duryodhana. So now Susharma offers a help, saying that they have an army of people. It's a huge army of people, and that army is trained only to attack Arjuna. Their whole purpose of their life is they could attack Arjuna in the war and they could kill Arjuna. Yes.
Is
Lasya. Mike.
Susharma on their team because he wants to
Keep it closer. Where is the mic? Keep it closer and talk.
Does Sue Sharma want to be on the Pandavas' team because he's gonna spy on them?
No. He is not a spy. Susharma is a king.
Okay.
He is a king of kingdom. His kingdom's name is Trigarta. He is a king of Trigarta Desha, and don't play with it. Keep it on the floor.
Okay.
The reason why he is fighting on the side of Kauravas is two reasons. He is a very close friend of Duryodhana, and the second reason is he is a arch rival of King Virata. And Virata Raja is coming into the war on the side of Pandavas. So naturally, Susharma will be on the opposite side. That is why Susharma is on the side of Kauravas. Okay. Now, Susharma has a very trained army, a huge army, and the purpose of the entire army. Now, the entire name of the entire army is Samshaptakas. They are called Samshaptakas. And Susharma offers to Duryodhana, saying that I will keep Arjuna away from the battlefield, the main battlefield. I will distract Arjuna. I will take him away so that you guys can focus. Everybody else can focus on capturing Dharmaraja. Once Arjuna is out, majority of your problem is gone to the other side of the battlefield. So let's do that. And Duryodhana is extremely happy with that. Okay, let's do that. And then Samshaptakas have taken an oath that we will never ever show our back to Arjuna. In the sense, we will not fly away from the battlefield. So there is a rule, right? Whenever if somebody is running away from the battlefield or going away from the battlefield because they are gravely injured, they should not be attacked. That is one of the rules of the Dharma Yuddha. So Samshaptakas said that we will either die at the hands of Arjuna or we will win Arjuna. There is no way that we are running away from the battlefield. So it means that the war is going to be really ferocious. So they say that, and then once they enter into the battlefield, Samshaptakas and this guy Susharma constantly call Arjuna for a war. So when somebody is asking for a war, if they want to have a war with someone, the other person is not supposed to deny it. He cannot say that, no, today I don't want to fight with you. It is very inappropriate. It is almost like accepting the defeat. It is almost like saying that, oh, I'm really scared of fighting with you. That is why I don't want to fight with you. Leave me alone. So when these people are instigating Arjuna naturally wants to go and fight with them. And he tells Dharmaraja that, Dharmaraja, I have to go and address these Samshaptakas. Otherwise, it's not going to be appropriate. But as long as I am fighting Samshaptakas, I'm appointing someone called Satyajit here. And as long as Satyajit is here, alive, sound, there is no danger that is coming upon you. He will be able to take care of you. I'm appointing Satyajit. But if he is killed or if he is not in the battlefield for any reason, you have to leave the battlefield. Don't live in the battlefield. Don't stay on the battlefield, not even a minute after Satyajit is killed or Satyajit is injured. So the duty of protecting you is upon him. That is what he says. And then the war starts. On that day, Dronacharya and Drishtadyumna, they both start the war because they both are the heads, right? They start the war. And then Dharmaraja says to Drishtadyumna that it is not, Satyajit has been appointed by Arjuna. He will definitely be taking care of me. But I also want you to make sure that there is proper coverage given to me. If not, there is no point. This would be the last day of the war. If they successfully capture me, that's the end of the story. So you protect me. Otherwise, we will lose the war. That is what he says. And Drishtadyumna also promises that we will take care of you. And then Dronacharya fights the entire Panchala army. And on the other side, Arjuna and Samshaptakas are at war. So Arjuna releases so many arrows that he kills 15,000 Radhikas within a very short time. So Radhikas means they are the people with a certain cadre, certain skill set in the war. They are very skilled actually. So 15,000 of them are just killed by Arjuna alone. And then and he's not even entered the battlefield. He killed all these 15 people while entering into the battle with Samshaptakas. So from a very long distance, he uses an astram that is given by Vishwakarma to him. And okay, this is very interesting. So he kills those 15,000 people, and he comes closer to the army. As he comes closer to the army, he sees it's a huge army. It is like an ocean of people. It's very, very difficult to fight that kind of enormous army, and here it is only Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna doesn't use any weapon, it is only Arjuna, right, actively fighting. So Arjuna uses a very interesting weapon that was given to him by Vishwakarma. So when he uses the weapon, what happens is, there are, like, say for example, there are 10 people. Every person sees the other person and the other person looks like Arjuna. So every person, the next person, if he turns and sees, looks at the next person, the next soldier looks like Arjuna to him. So what happens is they kill each other, and a lot of army is just destroyed even without Arjuna doing anything. So a lot of people get destroyed, and they realize that this is a trick that is played on their mind. So these weapons are not only weapons that today we have weapons that use that are used for bombing, that are inflammable and things like that, right? So these are the weapons that impact their psychic. So they are manipulating with their brains. So this is a very interesting weapon. Today we do not have any kind of weapon that will make, so if I am deploying a weapon, my weapon cannot make the opposite team's president think a certain way, right? I cannot do that. None of the countries have that kind of weapons today. But back in the day, it seems that seems to be the case. So a lot of people die like that in that particular war. And so after a while, they realize that, okay, this is a trick played on our minds. So after that, what they do is they go back and they talk for themselves, and they come up with a plan, and all of the remaining army at once attacks Krishna and Arjuna. It is like, so it's like a group of like mosquitoes coming swarming onto Krishna and Arjuna. At that point of time, Arjuna uses Vayuvyastra. Vayuvya means it's related to wind. So huge winds, like tornadoes kind of situation occurs, and people are just blown away. They're going away like flies. That is happening. That is a kind of war happening between Samshaptakas and Arjuna, Krishna Arjuna. On the other side, Drishtadyumna, there is another part of the war happening, right? Drishtadyumna and Dharmaraja, they are fighting against Dronacharya. So after a certain, and Satyajit is completely giving coverage as per the instructions from Arjuna. And after a while, Dronacharya successfully kills Satyajit. So Satyajit is killed. And as soon as Satyajit is killed and Dharmaraja sees this, Dharmaraja immediately leaves the battlefield. Dronacharya tries to bring Dharmaraja back into the battlefield, but then Dharmaraja doesn't get tempted. He just leaves the battlefield. Yeah.
Does Dronacharya try to stop Dharmaraja?
Okay. So how he tries to stop Dharmaraja is by continuously. You asked me a question. Yeah. You should look at me. Right? So constantly, the Dronacharya keeps calling him. Why are you leaving? You need to fight with me. Is this what I taught you? He's his guru, right? Naturally, he can use things like, you cannot. This is not what I taught you. I never expected that you would leave the battlefield just like that. Why are you scared? Come and fight with me. So those kind of things, if Dharmaraja or if anybody hears, they naturally don't want to leave the battlefield, right? They just want to. They get instigated. They get irritated. Then they want to show off their skills, and he might come back. So that is the way how Dronacharya is trying to lure Dharmaraja into the war. But then Dharmaraja knows that this is not the right time to show off my skills. I do need a proper coverage, and I need to follow Arjuna's instructions. Arjuna said, as long as Satyajit is here, you can be on the war field. Once Satyajit is killed, once Satyajit is not able to give you proper coverage, you're supposed to leave. So that is the plan. So it is very important to stick to the plan. You cannot change the plan all of a sudden, because Arjuna is on the other side of the battlefield thinking that Dharmaraja is safe. If Dharmaraja is not safe, there is no point in carrying on any kind of battle on any side of the war field. So that is how he tried to lure this guy. And then Satyaki goes, and Satyaki along with Vasudhama, Kshema, Yudhamanyu, Uttamaoja, Sikhandi, Satyaki, all these people go to Dharmaraja and they bring him back to battlefield saying that we will protect. But what happens is Dronacharya gives a befitting response to all of these people. All of these people get defeated or get troubled at the hands of Dronacharya. And then once again, Dharmaraja thinks that, no, this is not appropriate. I have to leave the war field. And he leaves again. Then there are so many people who are killed by Dronacharya on that day. One of them is Drudasena. He's killed by Dronacharya. And lot of people like Varthak Shemi, Chitrasena, Sena Bindu, Suvarchasa, Drishtadyumna, Chetikana, Shikhandi, Satyaki, Sumitra, all these people try to stop Dronacharya from killing the Pandavas side. So Dronacharya is at his best right now. So the reason why I have written down the names is, if I am not telling you the names and if I am just telling you, a lot of people try to stop Dronacharya or try to fight Dronacharya, that will not have same impact. If you have the names, then you know that, oh, these are the great people who tried to stop Dronacharya, but they were not able to stop. You know Shikhandi, you know Drishtadyumna, you know Satyaki, right? All these people are great warriors. All of them together, they are not able to fight and stop Dronacharya from killing the Pandava army. So imagine the power and the strength of Dronacharya. And then Dronacharya kills Sumitra. There is a guy called Sumitra and he is killed by Dronacharya. At this point of time, all of them who were fighting Dronacharya are tired and they are kind of giving up. They are moving away from Dronacharya. At this point of time, it is only Bhimasena who is still fighting and who is not losing his hope and morale. So then what happens is, at this point of time, Duryodhana is very happy. Duryodhana goes to Karna and says that, look at the battlefield. Dronacharya has been doing a really, really great job. Look how pale they look, how pale all of this Pandava army looks. On one side, Samshaptakas are keeping Arjuna engaged, and on this side, he has fought Drishtadyumna, he has fought Satyaki, he has fought Chitraketu, he has killed so many people, and he killed Satyajit, who was giving protection to Dharmaraja. All these people are killed. So I think we are heading towards success. Then Karna says, I'm sorry to say this, don't ever think that we are going to see victory today or tomorrow, because Pandava Sena may look weak at this moment, but they will all rally under Bhimasena and they will start attacking. And if that happens, it is going to be very dangerous. And at this point of time, we might see that Dronacharya is having an upper hand, but we need to provide good amount of support and coverage to Dronacharya. That is what Karna says. So Karna is also very arrogant. But Karna is open enough, or he has that sense to be able to assess the strengths and weaknesses of their opponent. If you are not able to agree to the strengths of your opponent, you will never be able to face them, right? You will always fail in facing them or in attacking them appropriately. If you constantly think that your opponent is weak, you will never be able to attack them with a proper plan. So that is what Karna says. And Karna is not wrong. After a while, what happens is Bhima leads all of the other Pandava forces and attack Dronacharya. When they are attacking Dronacharya, they get Drupada Maharaja, Satyaki, Virata Raja, and Drishtadyumna, Sikhandi, and all of those heroes, whoever we have recounted just now on the Pandava side, they all come under the leadership of Bhimasena. Then what Duryodhana does? Duryodhana sends a group of elephants. What is that group of elephants called? Is there a name for it? Herd? Herd is for cow, right? Is that for elephant also?
Herd of elephants.
Okay. So they send a herd of elephants towards Bhimasena, and Bhimasena fights all of those elephants very, very effectively. And he kills all of those elephants. Because Bhimasena's strength is equal to that of how many elephants? 1000 elephants. So it is not that difficult for Bhimasena to kill the elephant. So he kills that, and the entire herd of elephants is killed. And then there enters a guy into the war, and his name is Bhagadatta. Koncham veniki కూర్చో. Yeah. His name is Bhagadatta. And what is the speciality of Bhagadatta?
He can create illusions.
No. Yeah.
He has a lot of elephants.
No. Not a lot of elephants, but definitely related to elephant.
Oh, he has that Samshaptakas.
Correct. Where is the mic?
Oh, yeah, he has Samshaptakas.
Supartikam or Supratikam or Supratitam, whatever. It has three different names there. So he has a very, very special elephant called Supartikam or Supratikam, and that is extremely strong. Bhimasena himself finds it difficult to take down that particular elephant. So it's that strong. So, and Bhagadatta is the son of Narakasura. You know who Narakasura is?
He is a Rakshasa.
Yeah, Asura is there, so he's a Rakshasa. So Narakasura is a Rakshasa, and Narakasura is killed by Satyabhama. So Krishna and Satyabhama, they go on a war, and he can only be killed by Satyabhama, not Krishna. So Krishna, yeah.
Isn't Satyabhama Krishna's wife?
Yeah. Yes, she is Krishna's wife. One of the wives of Krishna.
Didn't she trick Narakasura into touching his head or something?
No, that is Bhasmasura. Oh. That's a different story. Bhasmasura is Mohini. That is Vishnu himself converts into Mohini, and then that happens. But Narakasura is the son of Vishnu himself, Vishnu and Bhumata, Earth, goddess Earth. And he is Asura. He can only be killed by Satyabhama. So Bhagadatta is son of that Narakasura. Bhagadatta is from today's Iraq. Baghdad. He's from the place called Baghdad. So at that point of time, Supratika is so aggressive. Everybody thinks that Supratika is going to kill Bhima that day. And the rumor also spreads across the Pandava army that Supratika has already killed Bhimasena. But Bhima fights Supratika. And Supratika destroys a lot of elephants and lot of horses. Satyaki was attacked by Supratika, and there is someone called Suparva who gets killed. Lot of soldiers started leaving the battlefield thinking that Supratika has killed Bhima, or Supratika has killed a majority of their army. So a lot of people leave the battlefield, and then on the other side, we need to talk about Arjuna. What is going on with Arjuna? Arjuna is giving a fitting response to all the Samshaptakas. And Arjuna, he looks over and he sees what is happening on the other side of the battlefield. And he thinks that Pandava army needs to be rescued. And he wants to go. He wants to go to the Pandava army and support them. But these people are not letting him go. Arjuna attacks them. And Arjuna attacks them ferociously. At this point of time, about 14,000 more Radhikas are killed, and there are so many chariots that are broken, and it is looking like it's a huge heap of hills that are found everywhere, and those heaps of hills are the heads of people who were beheaded by Arjuna. So people were just beheaded, and their heads were fallen as a heap. Like you see how the snow is collected in one place and becomes a hill, right? Like that, there are so many places where all these dead people's heads are collected, and they're just falling there. So and then he has killed most of them, and then he is heading towards the Pandava, the main battlefield. Then what happens is this guy Susharma has 3 brothers. Susharma, along with his brothers. I've written their names somewhere. Susharma, along with his brothers Satyavrata, Satyakarma, and Satyavarma. He has 3 brothers. All of them, they say that, oh, do you think you have already won Samshaptakas? No, not at all. We are still alive. Fight with us, and then you can go. And then you can go back. Then he again attacks them, and he kills 3 of his brothers. And then Susharma, he makes Susharma go unconscious. He doesn't have time to kill everybody and go, right? He has to kill some people, he has to make some people unconscious or injure people so that they cannot come back, because he wants to go back and protect the Pandava army. So Susharma goes unconscious, and rest of the people are killed. Rest of the three brothers are killed, and now Arjuna is going and heading towards the main battlefield where Pandavas are fighting Dronacharya, Supartika, and everything.